Hello Twin Flames, this is Victoria and I'm back home and ready to give you your daily energy reading. We are going to take a look at the Divine Feminine, Divine Masculine and the connection energy at this time. I'm also going to pull some oracle cards for each of the twins and for the journey for the twins combined. And also I've got my Hermit Tarot, so we're going to get some messages between the twins. Right, let's get started. You can see I'm back home, so the usual background, have all my cards. I can sleep in my bed, so it's always good to be back from a trip to a place where you have your comfort and even the walls are helping you, so to say. And it's been quite a tough week with the competition, with the travel, with some additional things I have going on, and it was just really good to be able to be back and just breathe out, relax, because it's Saturday. My world, it still matters. And actually I'm thinking about doing an additional reading tomorrow, maybe with a focus on Divine Masculine, maybe some other questions, haven't decided yet. We'll see what I'll get from my daily meditation, what I feel guided to do. But I do have that desire, since I'm back home now and it's gonna be Sunday, why not use it to give you additional guidance, additional information. And congratulations on the bottom of the main deck, Two of Pentacles. I actually love Two Pentacles in this deck, because a lot of times you get a little bit negative energy or kind of mixed feelings from Two of Pentacles, right? Because it's juggling, it's kind of like trying either to please everybody or to try to be on top of it, but not really get into the matter of things in either of the areas that you are juggling. And actually it can be more than two. This is like a symbolic juggling. But with this guy and in this deck, I'm actually seeing that he's almost creating this llama skate with the juggle. So to me it feels like whatever juggling we're talking about in this case, it's like it's creating that special momentum for finding new insights and for growing spiritually, for maybe releasing some negative stuff, but it's creating that infinity momentum. Maybe it's just showing you something about your nature of things, right? But that's equally valuable. So whatever you're juggling at this point in your life, whoever needed to hear that, there is a big, deep meaning in that. Okay, please clarify. Let's see what we've got. Let's clarify Six of Pentacles for Divine Feminine today. So yeah, just wanted to say congratulations on the 9/9 portal. It actually, for me at least, it went quite smoothly. I did spend it with my DM though, and we were dancing, so it was special experience. It was filled with like certain rituals and activities that we have anyway, so it wasn't like a random routine day. But energy wise it felt very calm, like very smooth, very chill, which I liked so much. Please clarify the Fool for Divine Masculine energy. Thank you. And the connection energy, wow, we've got the Chariot and King of Wands. Please clarify. I love this. Please clarify. Of course, this is a general message, but if it resonates for you, please like, comment, subscribe, share. Let me know what you think. And thanks very much for those who are supporting my channel. I appreciate you guys so very much. And if you're interested in a personal reading or a twin flame coaching session, reach out via an email address and we can agree the details. Okay, bottom of the deck here, Seven of Cups. You see even the connection between these two cards. So we talked about juggling. This is too many options, right? It's not the same, of course, but the idea remains that you have a lot on your plate and you need to prioritize, right? But while you're deciding, keep in mind your spiritual goals, your values. Don't go with your usual 3D kind of prioritization technique. Now that, or not for some of you, now that, for some of you, as you are on the spiritual journey and you're seeing things with new, fresh eyes, remember that your prioritization technique should be different as well. Meaning, not just kind of like, yes, I'm gonna prioritize spiritual stuff over material. Not necessarily, that's not necessarily always right. But I'm meaning more that, like, what am I intuitively feeling is the right thing to focus on, right? Or how is it gonna help my, my spiritual goals or my growth? Even if sometimes something could be very 3D or something quite negative, like up front you can see it, but it's kind of ultimately bring you so much value on your journey, on the spiritual journey. And other things could be more spiritual, more kind of like 5D, but they're not necessarily gonna be just as meaningful and useful for you. So it's kind of like, but oftentimes you don't even know that, it's not that simple, it's not on the surface. That's why it's important to use your intuitive guidance. Okay, where was I? So we've got the cards. I'm gonna pull some oracle cards, but let's just start with the energy through tarot. So Divine Feminines, for you, we've got Six of Pentacles clarified by Ten of Swords. So what I'm getting here is that you're trying to reach some balance in your life. It's the law of reciprocity here. It's what I'm seeing very clearly right now. You're kind of not analyzing, but you're, again, like I said, you're intuitively seeing where you've been given to something too much energy and focus, and it wasn't worth it, or it wasn't giving you the value that you were looking for. And in other areas, maybe you didn't pay enough attention, but actually that was something that was helping you so much, or somebody, right? So now you're considering this, and you're freeing yourself from approaching it from 3D format and from the place of pain. And what I mean by that is that sometimes we overlook the value and the importance of something or somebody in our lives because of the pain that we have, either connected with them directly or just indirectly, but something that created a certain pattern. I don't know, for example, like what can we say? Or maybe somebody giving you some services for money, right? It could be, I don't know, starting from your lawyer or your accountant, ending with somebody who you're taking lessons from, or somebody you pay to do to do your taxes, or even the amount of money that you have to pay as taxes on a monthly basis, right? So those are kind of things that you may have had some bad experience with, or you have some prejudice against, and ultimately you don't see how much those people you're getting involved with are helping your journey, right? So this is seen clearly. Sorry, went a little bit far to that, but wanted to give you some ideas and examples of what I mean by that. So seeing true balance and law of reciprocity, not just through the visual material things, and not like without adding pain into the blend or your own prejudice based on your previous experience. Masculines have got the Fool clarified by Queen of Swords. Yeah, so there is a Divine Masculines today are realizing that it's time to make changes in their life. It's time to, I'm hearing, to let themselves loose, loosen up a little bit in life, right? They've been, that's the truth. That's the truth that they're seeing with the help of their Divine Feminine, actually. So it's not necessarily Divine Feminine is specifically telling them that, but something that she does or says kind of gives them that additional hint or builds that association, because that's the entire journey, right? We don't necessarily know how we impact our twin flame because we don't know their life, right? We don't know their thoughts, their mind, but we do, because that's naturally how we work off each other, and the same way they do it for us. They may say a phrase that speaks to us so deeply, and to them they may not even realize that, like, what was special about that? But to you it will be, and the same the other way around. So it's actually very important, wherever you are talking to each other, talking to them, to deliver some message, to again to go freely with what you are guided to say intuitively, not to think through it too much. I mean, of course, think through it, especially if it's an important conversation, but don't try to prettify things or to use different words just for the sake of it, right? Use intuitively the examples that you have that are coming to you, because that's what's going to speak to them the most, and in the most authentic way. So yeah, they're realizing that they've been quite strict on themselves lately, probably because of the circumstances in their 3D life, but anyway, they've had a lot to follow certain rules and certain swim lanes specifically, right? Like stay in your lane kind of idea, or you're supposed to do things this way. And they're seeing now that it's time to do things differently. So they're open to new ideas. That's great. And the connection, we have Chariot and King of Wands clarified by 8 of Cups. Ooh, so it is movement, but it's kind of like movement from something that I'm hearing brings some sadness and feeling of emptiness, to something that feels like where you're like full of that power and capacity that you can give to the world. So such a big, vast difference here in the energy. One feeling kind of drained and empty, another one feeling full of power. Same person, and the movement, the difference is not that long, it's not that hard. It's about the focus that we put into it, and of course raising our vibration and our frequency to be in that space, this King of Wands space, to be in this shamanic mode where we're guided by wisdom in our own lives, and it's easy for us to provide that guidance and that help to others who are asking for it. Okay, this was nice. Let me pull cards from the Keepers of the Light today for each of the twins. It's one of my favorite decks, especially for twin flames. So please give me a card of guidance for Divine Feminine first. Okay, we've got two. I'll take them. We've got Kuan Yin, care and compassion, choose to be loved, do what is right for everyone involved, offer a helping hand. And Lord Shiva, transcendence. So we've got Asian figures today. Thank you very much, our colleagues and spirits from Asia. Rise up, honor your inner force. Steps are being given, dance with the universe. How beautiful are they, right? So it's about compassion and love, and on the other hand, dancing with the universe, right? Transcendence. So get yourself into that transcendental state. Find new sources of love, or find where maybe you're not able to give love, and free yourself in that space, right? It's very deep. It's very, of course, it's like kind of going within, working on yourself, but it's beautiful, right? So make it light, make it airy, make it a dance, right? It doesn't have to be deep and sad and dark, right? It can be light and airy. Just works just as well. Okay, and for Divine Masculines, please. We've got Bridget, inner strength. Move back to wholeness. Recognize that you have the power. You see, it's kind of, the idea is actually similar, but notice even with the colors and of course with the message, how these two messages were very much about the feminine nature and feminine energy. this dancing, this intuition, this compassion and love. Approach the situation with love, right? Show compassion, show a helping hand. And here we have move back to wholeness, recognize that you have the power. This is about power. So to me, this is more about heart chakra and third eye and crown, again, feminine chakras. And this to me is about solar plexus and sacral, so masculine chakras. But yeah, the truth is, and as I was speaking about the King of Wands with the power card, I mean, is to find that within and to find that kind of gap that you see between now and where you want to be. And making that trip easy as well. It doesn't have to be hard. Not every day, at least. Okay, for the connection, it's getting long. So I'm gonna shorten it a little bit. I've got my Sacred Traveler deck, so I'm gonna pull a card for the connection. Oops, that was intense. Sorry, got a few. I'll try again. Just give me one card if possible, with some guidance for twin flames, for the connection, for the dynamic. Got two, but I'll take them. Solitude, in silence, peace prevails. And journey by moonlight, believe in magic. I think they match actually very nicely. About peace and silence, and about the moon and the magic happening, right? It's usually very quiet at night. There is this deep, natural silence around us. And that's where the magic is happening, right? In the silence. The moonlight, of course, intensifies it, for sure. So to me, it speaks about any practices that you have for prayer, for meditation. It's kind of like finding that peace and surrendering to the divine and to their power. Okay, messages between the twins. Messages from divine masculine to divine feminine, first of all. Okay, anything else? Okay, I guess not. I've got 3 messages here. You heard me, but that's okay, I guess. My life started when I met you, and think before you act. Okay. Yeah, so I wouldn't put too much into this hurting thing. Like, don't think about it too much as like, oh wow, what did I do? Oh my god, this was horrible. How could I have done it? Remember this is the 2 of Cups basically, right? Remember how deep and eternal this is. B, remember that part of the deal is that we show each other our weaknesses very precisely. So although you should, and I was actually saying it just now, although you should be thinking before you're saying it, it's very important to be authentic in how you speak and what you deliver. Even if it's something that on the second thought you may have doubted yourself and not said, it's very important that you do say it. And yes, it doesn't mean that it's always perfect or it always comes from the place of love. No, that's the point, right? We are always working through our ego and its obstacles and our past pain and all of that. It's a continuous lifetime process, right? But on the other hand, it's important because we are so connected and our journeys are so kind of parallelly symmetrical with our twin, that's going to speak to them deeply as well. And we have the same higher self, right? So even if you heard them, it was important for them to hear that. That's the point. And messages from divine feminine to divine masculine. Okay. Anything else? Thank you. Ooh, 3 fours. Oh, 4 is stability in love, including, you know, 4 wands is also a 4. So really 11, that's that kind of sense of stable long-term journey and communication. So I've got, what do you want? I need more time, and I lie awake thinking about our future. So obviously divine feminines are thinking about next steps on the journey, and understanding what kind of separates them from that place, or from that to be state of where they want to be, at least some intermediate to be state, right? So I need more time. Yeah, they're realizing some battles that they still have to take, and balancing out their life, right? Loosening, tying up some loose ends in their 3D reality. But also, of course, they realize the amount of love and passion that they have for divine masculines, and hence they lie awake thinking about our future. And what do you want? Of course, because they're thinking about the future and their view of this future, intuitively they are also logically they are thinking like, I wonder how they see it with me, because we know that they are thinking about it too in their own way, right? But what's that like? What's that picture like? Curious. It's a curious energy. That's what I'm getting. Okay, I hope this has been useful for you guys. Thanks very much for staying with me, and I'll talk to you again very, very soon.